It's a kind of age-old problem everywhere in the region, everywhere in the world. But nobody seemed to do anything about it. And I see face to face in a village next door to the university campus. Suddenly occurred to me, I can do something about it. Why don't I lend money myself? I started lending money out of my own pocket. There's a very tiny amount of money needed. And I saw how eagerly they were coming to me to borrow that money so that they don't have to go to loan shark. And that was the beginning of something which I never dreamt of would happen. Creating something called microcredit. And started lending money, it expanded, created a bank out of it. It started in 1976. We converted it into a bank, formal bank in 1983. And it became a nationwide bank. And the thing that we do became known as microcredit, microfinance. And every other country wanted to imitate that, follow that. Today in Bangladesh, the Grameen Bank, the bank that I created, has over 8.5 million borrowers, mostly women. 97% of them are women, destitute women. Grameen Bank, they own the bank itself. They sit in the board of the bank. They decide the policies of the bank. So it's a very strange bank in that way. It's a bank owned by poor women. It's a bank which is run by poor women. As a at the service of the poor women everywhere. The basic principle that we put right away. People should not come to bank. Bank should go to people. Still, wherever the microcredit programs are done, it's the same principle. They don't have to come to the program. The people go and serve them at their doorstep. So all these 8.5 million borrowers in all the villages of Bangladesh, which is 80,000 villages in Bangladesh, we meet them every week, serve them at their doorstep. And people think lending tiny little money is what is microcredit. That's not true. The whole microcredit is challenging the existing banking system. We are almost intricate details. I say it's very simple. Whenever we needed a policy and we did a rule, we just look at the conventional bank, how they do it. Then we do the other way. We do the opposite. Today, after 40 years of our work, still there's not a single branch of Grameen Bank. Grameen Bank has 2,600 branches in the country of Bangladesh. Not a single branch is located in any city, any town, any township in the country. It's all in the village. So we reverse that. Conventional banks ask for collateral. We dismiss that thing. We said it's a wall which separates people, poor people, from the banking system. So we kind of pull down that wall. We said no collateral. We just do business on the basis of trust. There's no lawyer in our bank. It's the only bank in the world which is lawyer-free. You can walk in anytime and ask for a loan, provided you are a poor person. Only thing you have to substantiate very satisfactorily that you are extremely poor. Again, this is the reverse of the banking system. In the banking system, you have to explain how rich you are. And then they give you money. And their rule is, the more you have, the more you can get. So we reversed the entire banking system. Today, almost half the population of the entire world is deprived from the banking services. We wanted to fill that, since it's not impossible to do that. Now that became a challenge to the entire banking system, because most of the problem we created in the world is because of the banking system. Take the case of wealth concentration. All the wealth of the world is concentrated in few hands. 99% of the wealth of the world is owned by 1% of the population. If you reverse it, 99% of the population of the world own only 1% of the wealth of the world. That's not a good world. That's the challenge to you. How do you reverse it? That's what you have to think. Because this is not sustainable. Each day it's becoming worse. So if you keep on doing it, 1% of the population of the world, and it will get worse day after tomorrow. So that's the challenge we have to take and make it the other way. And we continue to look for those solutions. Every time I see a problem in the village that I work in, I try to address that problem by creating a business. And I created a business after business because there are so many problems. So I keep on creating businesses to solve those problems. And people say, why are you doing that? Why? You must be making a lot of money by doing this business. I said, no, I don't make any money out of these businesses. Then why do you run businesses? Because then my answer is I enjoy it. So they can figure out how can one run business without making money for himself? And he says he enjoys it. I said, is there any law in the country that if you decide not to take profit from the company, you'll be punished for that? I said, there is no law. So I'm just taking advantage of it. I don't take the profit out of the company. The entire company is devoted to solving problems. The concept of business in the whole world, business to make money, personal money. And I said, no, I don't want to make personal money. I want to solve problems. And I started calling these kind of businesses as social businesses. And defined it by saying it's a non-dividend company to solve human problems. And I continued to create those things. And gradually it became very noticeable. Some big companies wanted to do business with us. We agreed to do that. Among the many things that I created as a social business, I'll just give one example out of many in Bangladesh. Bangladesh doesn't have much of electricity. Villages don't have electricity, they have solar, they have just lamps, kerosene lamps. And 22 years back, I thought, why don't we bring solar energy in Bangladesh? I have no idea about solar energy, all I read in the newspaper, that's all. So I talked to people who knows about solar energy. They said, no, it doesn't fit good in Bangladesh. It's good for Europe, it's good for North America, but not for Bangladesh. I said, why not? So I figured that out. I said, I can make it happen. I created a business, created a company called Grameen Shakti or Grameen Energy. And it started selling solar home system in the villages. We were selling 1,000 solar home system per day in Bangladesh with solar energy. It became so popular through our company that other people came in, NGOs came in, companies came in to sell solar home system. In total today, more than 4 million homes in Bangladesh are served by solar energy, just out of nowhere. So this became largest off-grid solar system in the whole world. So this is what it can. So it's an idea. You don't have to know everything. I didn't know anything about banking. And people tell me, what is the best thing that happened that you could create Grameen Bank? I said, best thing that happened to me, I never took a course in banking.